more opportunities, more trust, more integrity, more inspired opportunities, more for your organizations. If your organization is somebody who wants to get more opportunities, if you feel that you're not getting the opportunities you should be, if you feel you can bring more to the marketplace, more to what you're doing, we're talking today about certification, ISO 9001, different quality systems, environment, safety, information security management systems, and how certification to those systems or those standards is a marketing decision and what that's all about. Thanks for joining us. My name is Kobe Simmet. Follow me on Instagram. We're doing a lot of work now on our Instagram stories. We've got some great stuff coming on. We've got some great stuff happening on our YouTube channel. I'm posting videos straight from my iPhone, straight to the YouTube channel. So if you want to see what I'm doing every day, what I'm working on personally, then hit me up on LinkedIn. You can direct message me on LinkedIn. You can direct message us on YouTube. You can post comments on YouTube. You can always jump on the live chat here at Best Practice. And it's crazy t-shirt day today. So I want you guys to message me if you've seen a crazy t-shirt that you want to see me wear on this YouTube channel as we have a bit of fun here with Best Practice. As we have a bit of fun here at Best Practice, then hit me up with a message. And while we're doing that, we've got a chat facility. So if you can see that, if you're logged in on your Gmail account or on your Google account, let me know where you're calling from, or let me know where you're calling from. Let me know where you're watching from. You know who runs the best webinars. It's us here at Best Practice. It's today. We're all fired up. It's one of our favorite topics to talk about marketing here. It's what we do lots of here at Best Practice. So where are you guys watching from? It's always cool to see where people are coming to us. I think we've got about 150 people registered for today's event live, so it's going to be great to hear where everybody's watching from. Even if you're watching this after the event, hit me up, send me a message, comment below, let me know what's going on, let me know where you're watching from, and more importantly, I'd love to know if you've got any questions. I'm here with you, this is live, this is one-on-one. We try to do a live video every Wednesday. Our live webinars are once a month. You've been here before, you know what's going on. You know I'm crazy, you know I love helping people, you know I love inspiring customer confidence and helping you guys. So, where's everybody watching from? Give us a shout out, say good day. Hello from DC. Oh, DC, fantastic. Welcome. So let me know where you're watching from. And if you've got questions, it's a good way to practice. It's a good way to get involved. Where are you watching from? Brisbane. Welcome from Brisbane. We've got people all over the world dialed in today. So yeah, let us know where you're watching from. Okay, let's get into it. Sorry, go back one for me, Jack. I just want to quickly talk about it. Where are we? Right here. This is a sample screenshot of our training academy. Lots of great training courses. I'm inspired to help 100 million companies, empowering them with skills to help them improve and inspire their own customer confidence. We do that with all this free content on our YouTube channel, lots of great content, more courses, more in-depth stuff you can buy on our training academy, lots of great stuff coming out. Our $9 course this week on quality management systems has been going gangbusters. So if you want a $9 course, you can jump on, send us a message, we'll send you the link. It's a great little beginner's course. We're going to launch an ebook on how to develop and implement a management system. That's coming out. It's almost finished. Posted that on the YouTube channel this week. But that's that over there is your screenshot of what that stuff looks like. Now, I'm going to talk today about certification, that being a marketing decision. Some of our clients are using those certificates, which are right over here, wherever they are. They're right over there on the other side of the screen. They use that to put that in tenders. Today's a conversation about how to bring more integrity to your brand out in the marketplace, not just in the tendering environment. So thanks, Jack. Let's move on. Okay, so the key benefits, which I said I would talk about in terms of marketing your best practice, marketing you are best practice, marketing that you've got best practice. These logos, like this beautiful red logo, absolutely fantastic, and we're going to show you some images of how people use that to promote their business. Don't keep it quiet. Don't keep it as something that, yes, we've got it. Yes, we just do tenders. Think about how that might build trust. Do you play best practice bingo? We play best practice. I do a lot of driving. I do a lot of face-to-faces. Spend a lot of time out in the marketplace with clients, helping them every day. And I love driving around. Even my 8-year-old son, Harley, he's like, Daddy, there's a car next to us with a best practice sticker. So obviously, as businesses are moving more online now, we're not doing so much of that. We're not doing so much of signage on cars and trucks and those sorts of things out on the road. But definitely have a think about how you can market that. Are you seeing best practice in the marketplace? can you utilize these best practice logos out on your organization, on business cards, on websites, on Instagram posts? Can you promote that you've got best practice? And what is that going to do for your customers? Is it going to be a negative thing or is it going to be a positive thing? And today I want to focus on all the positive stuff that we can do in terms of your organization. I'm going to introduce a really amazing person at the bottom of this slide. So the benefits, obviously get more customers. Why do we get more customers? Because we're starting to think about what influences and inspires our customers. What is it that might help them make a decision? They'll feel more confident. Decisions, humans make decisions on the feeling of confidence. Whether they're males or females, they'll arrive at that feeling of confidence in different ways, whether you're male or female, or you're old or young. They'll arrive in a different way and they'll come in from different directions, but ultimately we feel confident, so we make a decision which is a yes. You know, I'm going to buy that service, I'm going to buy that product. So your customers, and they could be, if you're a charity, it could be a funding body, but your customers are going to hand over for a financial exchange, a fair exchange, when they feel confident, when they, yes, okay, I'm going to go ahead, yes, I can see that thing is going to solve my problem, I'm going to give money, my problem's going to get solved. So what's the problem that you're solving? You're obviously got a solution to a challenge that your customer has, and you're going to solve that problem for you, you're providing that to them. So you're going to get more customers. If you get more customers, potentially, and they're paying passengers, you're going to increase your revenue. Now, if you increase your revenue with the same resources that you have in your organization, obviously, more profit, if that makes sense. So there we go, we've got, where is it? Right there, we've got profit. So that's something that I'm looking at every day. I'm thinking about how can I help you guys? How can I improve what you guys are doing? How can I, if we make profits, and there's lots and lots, hundreds of thousands of organizations that don't make a profit, despite what might be perceived in the marketplace. In fact, the Small Business Administration of the United States is the largest organization globally that does administration and data and surveys of business. They've just released the data from a 5-year survey, I think it's 5 or 6 year survey, of the failure rate of businesses. 70% of businesses fail in 5 years. 70%. So that means that on that journey, 70% of businesses in their first 5 years, they're not making any money, they're just basically losing money. So 30% that make it past that have obviously survived. Now that doesn't mean that they're prospering, but they're surviving. And so definitely when we start to really touch the key points for our customer, and certification might be one of those things, trust building might be one of those things, then we're obviously going to get more customers, we make more revenue, and eventually make more profit. And that's what we're here for. Let's not forget that. I think we sometimes get a little bit caught up forgetting the fact that we're actually all working, and this is our career, and part of that is to actually go and get our personal cash flow. It's the personal cash flow, and all jokes aside, that's what this t-shirt, I guess, implies, but it's thinking about that from an organization's perspective and starting to say, okay, well, personally, I work in an organization, I'm a little business. How do I market myself? I go and do some study, and I get my piece of paper from my course or my college. That's my certification, and then I'm going to use that so that someone feels more confident to hire me. So this same thing applies. Put the organization through a test. We can do a best practice assessment, pass the test, then you can promote that you've been through the test or your ongoing assessments, if you like, best practice assessments. Will that make your customers feel confident that you've been through a test? Yes, it will. And we're going to talk about that in a second. So it's obviously going to inspire confidence, leading to repeat business. Also, in theory, as you improve, you're going to have better levels of consistency, better levels of effectiveness and efficiency in your organization. And I think that's one of the sort of age-old things from the cycle of continual improvement: plan, do, check, and act. Now, I want to introduce you to somebody who I think personally is absolutely amazing. Was a Harvard professor, or worked through Harvard, and I think also a little bit of work with Stanford University, was Robert Cialdini and the 6 Principles of Influence. Great book, highly recommended reading. If you haven't read Robert Cialdini's first book, which is getting old, it's a few years old now, go and look for, do a Google search after this presentation, make a note now for the 6 Laws of Influence. Now, one of those from Robert Cialdini's research is authority. Now, promoting, say the red brand here, promoting best practice as attached to your organization in partnership brings a level of authority to your brand. Now, let's think about ourselves. We sit on the couch, or I sit on the couch at night, and I buy stuff like t-shirts. I buy them online. I want you to think about, how do you build a level of trust with the brands you want to buy from? If in 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, all of your purchasing is online, from any of the suppliers to you, whether it's buying your groceries via an online grocery store, whether it's buying clothes, shoes, electricity, a builder for your house to do some renovations, the travel agent, the flights, the accommodation when you go on holidays, anything that you're purchasing into your house. It's schooling for your child. If you've got children, you're thinking about what school to send them to, and you're consuming that content online. Have a think about what influences you. How are you going to actually trust that organization? You're going to hand over money online. How do you know you're going to get that service? And I think one thing, if we think about eBay or Google or Amazon, there's a lot of online businesses that are moving to something called social proof. Social proof being star ratings. Where do I go to eat at a restaurant? Where do I go to stay in a hotel when I go on holidays? You're going to jump online and do a Google search, and you maybe look at TripAdvisor. And so social proof, or the number of star ratings, or the number of 5-star rated reviews, you're going to potentially choose somebody who's got a better rating because you've never tried that before. And yes, I agree. I see a question there. You build trust through positive experiences. So what about the first experience? How are we going to build trust for that first experience? Let's think about that. Okay, so I want you to think about, how do we build that trust? So what we're trying to do here at Best Practice is say, promote this logo on your website, on your business cards as part of your business, because you're going through Best Practice assessment. So my job here is to help you. My job is to promote to the rest of the market, get as many followers as possible, get as many people, 100 million companies around the world that have got people working for them, to know about Best Practice, so that they know when they buy from an organization that's engaged with Best Practice, that promotes their Best Practice, they feel just that little bit more confident that somebody independent is coming in, doing a Best Practice assessment and coaching them to improve. And yes, you're exactly right. With building trust through positive experiences, I want everybody that we're working with to be improving over time the experiences that they're giving their customers, if that makes sense. So I want you to go and have a look at Robert Cialdini's 6 principles or 6 laws of influence. His book was called Influence. I think you guys can maybe Alexa, you do a quick Google search and tell me the year that book was published. I think it's probably 15-ish, maybe a little bit more, maybe almost 20 years old. So we'll get a year of that for Robert Cialdini's book. I want a big shout out to everybody that's helping me today. If you can't comment beside the video on YouTube in the comments box today, you can always send a question in via live chat. I've got Caitlin, Rigdon and Vanessa outside in the office, behind the studio, behind the camera, all watching and monitoring what's happening. I've got Jack and Alexi here in the studio helping, and all these live events, there's a team of 6 of us that put this on for you so that you can have this amazing experience. So whatever that looks like virtually, a quick round of applause from you guys, and a big shout out to the team that helped me, that make me look amazing. So it's not just me. There you go. 1984, Robert Cialdini, 6 Laws of Influence. Highly recommended reading. Okay, it's an old book. The principles are really, really important to understand those 6 Laws of Influence. And they should must form part of your marketing plan for yourself personally, for the organization that you are part of, and anything that's happening with anything that when you want to promote awareness. Okay, did I talk about everything there? Yes, I did. Okay, your marketing plan. I want you to think about this. Now I'm going to talk about, as I go through, the benefits of using something like the Best Practice logo up here. But what I want you to think about is your marketing plan. At the highest level, the marketing plan has 2 key components to it. The first one is the brand awareness strategy. And in this instance, we're talking about the brand awareness strategy that uses Best Practice to promote your brand, attached to, in alliance with, in partnership with. Our strategy is to realize potential through partnerships, to work with you in a coaching, facilitative role, whether it's like this on YouTube, whether it's with our videos, whether it's face-to-face, one-on-one, in an online self-paced training environment. But it's part of that exercise. Now, your job with your marketing plan, you as an individual person, or you working for your organization or with your organization, is think about what's our brand awareness strategy, what's our brand positioning, How do we position ourselves? How do we differentiate ourselves with our competition? There's no doubt about it. It's tough. It's tough out there. G'day, Tom from the office. It's tough out there. Competition is tough, and it's really hard to find those great ways. Now, of course, yes, we want to have continued positive experiences, but we then also want to say, okay, well, how do we improve that? So the brand awareness strategy is positioning yourself and saying, hey, I'm here. Wave the flag, your brand. The second part of that is the lead generation strategy. And what is the lead generation strategy in terms of using best practice? So there are two parts. So the first thing we're doing is we're saying we're going to have a list of activities for our brand awareness strategy. We're going to have a list of activities for our lead generation strategy. Now, growing an organization, it's more customers, getting more customers. The most important thing for every organization to be always doing is getting more customers. Not one customer, not relying on one customer, not relying on two, not having 80% of your revenue coming from 20% of your customers. It's getting more customers. And so there's like step one, get more customers. Step two, brand awareness strategy. Step three, more customers. And those are the steps as we're taking our left and right steps. Brand awareness, more customers. Brand awareness, more customers. Brand awareness, more customers. And that's our marketing plan. Then we can start to talk about the tactics. There's never going to be a measurable ROI, return on investment. You'll never put it on a spreadsheet. You'll never convince the accountant for any investment in your brand awareness strategy. I can't measure the money I spend on best practice uniforms. All of our team have best practice shirts coming out their wazoo with the best practice logo on it, and on the back, inspiring customer confidence. I can't measure that. I can't say, yes, that particular sale and that $50 of profit comes from the uniforms. It's part of our brand awareness strategy. It's a part of having a minimum standard in terms of what we expect our team, when they're working in partnership with our clients, to wear, for example. And so think about that. What's the minimum standard? What's the minimum standard? Let me change that. What's the 5-star version of the situation for how to project your brand at all times? Online, on social media, face to face. What is it? What is it that is your 5-star version of the situation? Have a think about that. What does the 5-star version of the situation look like? Okay, all that aside, we've positioned our brand. That's how I want to be. Have your not negotiables. These are my not negotiables. This is what I'm always going to do. This is what everything that, in terms of how we're going to do this. Then think about what your lead generation strategy is going to be. Okay, so the people that have got our money. Now, your revenue in your organization, that money is in someone's pocket right now. It might be in their client's pocket. And so how your organization works is you collect funds, you collect revenue from your customer. They collect revenue from their customers. Where is it? Okay, maybe if you're a mine, the money is in your customer's pocket, but your raw materials are in the ground. So think about where that's coming from. Think about, okay, my money's in somebody's pocket. It's in someone's pocket right now. And then the money's going to go out of my organization into someone else's pocket. And maybe we'll get to keep a little bit of it as profit. So for those of you earning a salary here, where is your money right now? It's not in your boss's pocket right now. So my team here, their salary is not in my pocket right now. It's in my customer's pocket. I got to get it from a customer, bring it into our bank account, give it to our staff. It goes out of their bank account. It goes to the grocery store. It goes to their landlord for their rent. It goes to the petrol station for the gas. I want you to think about that. And so when we think about our lead generation strategy, we take that and we say, okay, if my money is in the customer's pocket, where is my customer right now? How do I get their attention? How do I tell them, hey, I've got a solution to your problem? And then when I'm telling them that I've got a solution to the problem, what are they worried about? Well, they might be worried that they can't trust you. And so that's when we're talking about, okay, let's start to work out the different ways that we may need to communicate to build trust. Now, for those of you that have been following us for a while or just stumbled across it or just watching this video, I'm very transparent. Everything here at Best Practice is crazy all of the time. I'm crazy busy. Yes, I get up at 4 o'clock and I can see some of the people there that have been commenting this week about I get up crazy early. Yesterday I was up at 3:30 a.m. and I just basically collapsed at about 8:30 last night. And then again, I'm back up at 4 o'clock this morning. I'm into it at 5:30. I'm hustling. I'm down here at the office at 7 o'clock this morning. I want you to think about that. But you can see that. You can see that. I'm just backing it up day after day after day. My team said to me yesterday, you've got to do more on your Instagram stories. You've got to show people how busy you are. Just show them what's going on. And so that's what I've been doing this morning. Now they're struggling to get my attention because I'm like, well, you guys wanted me to post on Instagram. You want to know what I'm doing? Follow my Instagram story. So I think that's important for your brand. We're in a digital age now where there's no more smoke and mirrors. There's no more saying, we've got, you're pitching a client, you're saying, yeah, we've got 200 people. Your client will get straight on LinkedIn. They'll Google your organization. They'll search your organization on LinkedIn. They'll see you've got 4 people or 5 people with the company name in the title. So there's no more smoke and mirrors with social media. So you've got to embrace it. You've got to go all in on social media. And the more that you go all in, the more you'll figure it out. Now, you know what? No one's watching. So when you go all in on social media, if you haven't been doing it, no one's watching. You've got 1 follower, 2 followers, 3 followers. That's your brother, sister, mum, dad, husband, work colleague, next door neighbor. They know you anyway. And so you're not going to be telling any lies. Just tell the truth, go all in, and then you can start to improve and take someone on that journey. For those of you that have been following us for a few years now, you've seen the improvement. You've seen now who runs the best webinars, best practice does. We didn't in the beginning. They're getting better all of the time. I'm getting more confident. I'm thinking more about how I can influence you guys and go down that journey. So I want you to think about that with your marketing strategy and your lead generation strategy. Come back to the point, Kobe. What is it? Where is the money? It's in our customer's pocket. Where is our customer right now? Where are they hanging out? So that I can talk to them. I can make them eventually through different touch points, 14 touch points in my marketing, in my sales strategy. They're going to come to my website. They're going to come to my YouTube. Maybe they come to my YouTube. Maybe they go to my Facebook. Maybe they go to my Instagram. Oh, actually, that guy's got a website. So it's not your website. Someone told me yesterday, we just spent $20,000 updating our website. It took us 3 years. I'm like, what? We updating the website here at Best Practice, what, boys? 3, 4, 5 times a day? Yeah. Every day. So I don't want to be hearing from people that you've updated your website. Like, I want you to get on, I want you to change one word, make one small change, get in the behavior of every single day. But importantly, recognize that you may have 10 unique places on the internet. I've got 3 Instagram profiles. I've got 3 places that you can come and find me on Instagram. You can find us at Best Practice TV. You can find me at Kobe. I think it's Kobe Simet, one word. And I think you can find me at my personal Instagram, which is Kobe_CS. So I've got 3 places someone can interact with me on Instagram, not even ever go to my website. So when you're going all in, it's all in on all of those tactics. And then I want you to think about, on all of those tactics, how do we build trust? How do we build confidence? The person that I'm solving a problem for, that's got money in their pocket to give to me, how do I make them feel confident in what we're doing? And you can start to add authority and something like best practice, this best practice mark. Forget about certificate, forget about tendering, forget about all of this stuff in all those other things. Think about those other cash flow sources. Have you got more than one cash flow source? 10, 14, 15 cash flow sources into the organization? And that's going to future-proof you. And start thinking about those cash flow sources. You know what? A blank sheet of paper would be amazing. I did this myself last Saturday. I got a blank sheet of paper, bit of a sketchbook. It was A3. I got a pencil, and I drew different cash flow sources into best practice. And I went, am I doing everything I possibly can to make all those people feel amazing? Am I actually solving their problem? Am I delivering what I promise? Am I making them feel good? Do you mind just going back one slide for me, dude? Okay. While we're thinking about that, I want you to think about the marketing mediums now. I want you to think about, okay, simply take one step back. If we're promoting our organization, promote, where can we put this logo? Saturday morning, I'm sitting at the dining room table, having a bit of breakfast with my 8-year-old, chatting. I happen to have picked up a little boating magazine, free little publication. It's got a distribution of 31,000. If you're from Australia, it's called a float magazine if you're into boats. I'm just having a thumb through it, and then bang, there's the best practice logo on an ad for one of our clients. Massive shout out to ATL Composites, who sell West System epoxy resin if you're into boats and timber boats. Shout out to them. They are inspiring trust with their customers by putting the best practice logo in their ad in a float magazine. So when I'm talking over here about mediums, marketing mediums, where are the places that you're talking to your customers? Where are your customers hanging out? They're hanging out at networking events. They're hanging out in their own office. They're hanging out on Google. They're hanging out on Instagram. They're hanging out on reading newspapers. And that's the place that you've got to go to to talk to them. And you may need to pay to go there. And I think something that I'm starting to learn in terms of promoting this organization, I want to share with you that paid advertising is so important. It's something that you can't cut corners on. It's not a place that you can save money. So if businesses can only exist by paying to buy people's attention, then make sure you're putting good quality content out. And the only way you can do good quality content is practice. Good quality content doesn't come once from a $25,000 website. It comes from updating our website every day. It gets better and better in little parts every day. Go to the gym every day, exercise every day, eat every day. Think about the things in terms of getting to success. Too many people are like, we're going to find a great web company, we're going to pay $50,000, we're going to get our website updated, and then our website's going to be amazing and it's going to solve the universe's problems. Don't let a web programmer or a website organization bullshit you on that concept. If they come in and they say, I'm going to do a little bit on your website every day for the next year, and in a year's time it'll be amazing, those are the people to go with. So I want you to think about your marketing mediums. Think about where do your customers hang out? Where are they? Do me a favor. I think I've talked about this before. When you finish this webinar, jump on LinkedIn and think about this. Think about the types of people that you engage with from a customer's perspective. Now, here's the challenge. If you've got a notepad, write this down. What is the job title of the person that signed your contract, your customer that signed your contract, that signs over or pays you? What's their job title if you're business to business? What's their job title, even if you're business to customer, business to consumer? What are the top 5 titles for somebody who buys your services? Now go search for them on LinkedIn. If I search quality manager, because quality managers in the old days bought ISO's quality certification, there are 34,000 quality managers here in Australia. They are potential people that I want to tell best practice exists. I want to tell them to look for other organizations to buy from that have got a best practice. I want my other people that I'm talking to buy from you guys. You guys have got best practice. I'm here to help you guys. I want them to buy from you. And so I'm talking to them. I'm saying, look for organizations. Buy from organizations with best practice. That's my job to help you. Why? Because they've got improvement systems in place. Why? You can feel confident in them because I sent one of my highly qualified, and I can see one of our highly qualified people across in the office there. He goes in and he coaches and mentors and supports organizations to improve the customer's experience. And so someone said, hey, I've been buying for this company that's got best practice. And you know what? Every time I go back, it just gets better and better and better. Sometimes they stuff it up, but you know what? They respond really quickly. They look after us. Not everybody's perfect. Not every organization is amazing. Okay, so part of promoting best practice is promoting all of your features and benefits, all of your differentiators with, maybe in terms of competing with your competitors. Now, I've been following recently and reading some of the material by Grant Cardone, and Grant Cardone's forget about competition. Don't worry about your competitors. Don't worry about competing with anybody. Don't worry about unique little features and benefits of what your organization's got. Dominate the industry. Dominate everything that's going on. Just focus on your customer. Focus on your customer's challenges. Focus on solving their problems for them. Ask them what other problems you can solve and dominate. Take a domination approach and build as much trust, integrity, support, likability, attractiveness, knowledge, confidence, all those things that Robert Cialdini talks about around the organization, and start to think about how we can keep improving all of those things in terms of having our customers feel more confident to buy from you again and again and again. Okay, let's move on. Questions? Any questions? How do you develop the team to be on the same page and to deliver those great experiences for your customers? Okay, that's a challenge. What I will say, how do I develop my team? How do you develop the team to stay on the same page? It's the same approach. Constant messaging, just hammering home the message over and over and over again. There's a really interesting book that I read a few years ago. I can't remember the title at the moment, but it talks about you needing to tell people 7 times. Don't expect to run a training course for your staff on getting everybody on the same page and focusing on customer experiences. Don't expect to run it once and get a result. It takes 7 times for that message to sink in. My mum calls it nagging. She's like, come on kids, I've always got to nag you guys. It's like, no mum, You just need to tell us 7 times and then it'll sink in. So I want you to think about that. Think about 7 times. What's going to be my campaign to have my team absorb? Now, there's more to it. That's your existing team. But assuming that your team's going to turn over, you want to get better and better at your mission. You want to get better and better at what you're talking about and how you're projecting your mission and your vision, and your team will engage with that. Now, go back a year, I would start these webinars and I'd say, I want to help your organization to be a great place to work at, to be safe, to be fun, to be environmentally friendly, to be, have great quality risk management and information security. And I talk about that and I'd say, those are the things I'm passionate about. Well, I am. Take that to the next level. What am I really passionate about? I'm really passionate about your customers having an amazing experience with you. That's what I'm most passionate about. Now my vision, as I get clearer on it, is I want to inspire 100 million companies globally through this medium to improve the customer experience, to have an experience that's best practice, to have an experience where they buy from your organization and they understand that there's integrity. They understand that we can go through and we can say, hey, we work with an organization that had been working with best practice. We had a great experience. We worked with an organization that just watched 100,000 free YouTube videos from best practice and they had a great experience. Okay, next question. Is the best practice logo for 9001 the same as the 9001 badge you get when your organization is certified? Yes, it is. That is our intellectual property here at Best Practice. So is the best practice badge and the ISO 9001 badge the same? Similar, but you can only get the best practice 9001 logo here by doing an assessment with us, going through and doing a best practice assessment with our team here at Best Practice. That's our mark. It's only available from us here at Best Practice. Is it the same as other ones around the world? Well, I would argue no, because I am the most passionate person that is dominating this industry globally. It's my passion to actually clean up the industry, improve everything that's going on, have you guys focus on your customers. And in the past, you will probably have worked with other organizations potentially that just said, why don't you go write 1,000 documents? And I'm like, nah, let's just focus on customer experience. Let's improve it, because that's what Best Practice and that's what 9001 is all about. So I hope that answered your question. Let me know if it did. Okay, what do we got? Okay, your objectives. Let's go back a step. I'm getting a bit wound up. So determine your objectives. What are our objectives? What's the objective of the marketing plan for our organization? It's increase brand awareness and increase customers. So we might say more specifically, we want to increase revenue and maybe market share. I would actually argue no market share. So maybe strike out market share. We want to increase customers, not market share. We want to grow the market. So maybe we grow the market, that gives us a measure of market share. But if you're looking at market share, you're measuring competitors. So I don't want to see market share in anyone's marketing plan. I want you to be thinking about, okay, what can we do to improve? I want you to think about what our objective is. Our objective is our mission. I want you to get motivated and excited about your mission. Improve customer loyalty, improve customer buy-in, and ultimately that leads to repeat business. Now, I might not have talked about it in a lot of detail in these webinars. Now's the time to introduce it. Think about, or if you're taking notes, Net Promoter Score. Maybe measure time. Where are we up to? We're at about the 35-minute mark. Come back and watch this again. Come back and listen to it again. 35 minutes, I talked about Net Promoter Score. You can find a bunch of free surveys. You can get a free subscription to SurveyMonkey. You can load in all your customers' email addresses, and you can send out a Net Promoter Score. Get yourself a score, and that is the likelihood of one of your customers telling one of their friends or family. How likely are they to refer you and your service to a friend, family, or colleague? I want you to think about that. And I want you to be working with your customers with the objective to have your customer tell someone else about you. If you've got one customer, they're going to tell 10 people. You have 10 customers, they're going to tell 10 people, that's 100. And so you can see that the word of mouth process from a net promoter score perspective increases that. So I want you to think about Net Promoter Score as the ultimate measure of how good you are as an organization, and be focusing on that, having your customers speak highly of you and like what you're doing so that they can help you get more customers. So I want you to think about how your objective should be from a marketing strategy to provide customer confidence as to consistency, effectiveness, and efficiency of your organization. You want them to feel confident. You want them to trust you, and you've got to build it. If they've never traded with you before, they're not going to know. Maybe they bought a similar service from someone else, but what's to say yours is going to be better? It's going to come down to a very influential, slick salesperson, or that salesperson that's maybe an order taker taking an order because somebody has consumed all of your marketing information and they feel really good about what's going on. They feel good and they've got that part of that process now. I want you to prioritize your objectives. Have a think about that. I think some of the work by Simon Sinek about your why and starting with why, starting with what you're passionate about. My why is inspiring improvement in 100 million companies. That's my mission. Why is that? Because it's good for people. Why is that? Because I was an 18-year-old that existed in a family where we lost everything financially. I shared that on one of our videos earlier this week. I haven't told a lot about my story, but my story is about when those businesses fail. If 70% of businesses fail in 5 years, what's happening to the entrepreneur that started that company? What happened to the money? What's happening to the family? What's happening to the kids? What's happening to the community when those companies collapse? What happens to those people? They're creating employment, then there's no more employment. So it's a good thing for the community. Can we work together? Can you help me with my mission? Can you share our content so that we can reduce that statistic? Reduce the statistic, and let's aim to get it from 70% of businesses failing in the first 5 years to 50. The next time that survey comes out, can we contribute to that together? Can we work together on that? And can we get those companies to implement best practice, to identify their next practices and turn them into best practice so we can actually do that? That's my mission. Can you help me with that? So I want you to prioritize your objectives around your mission. What is your mission? And make sure that everything you're doing is attached to that mission and is part of that mission from a strategic perspective. And then ultimately, I want you to start thinking about, how am I going to measure my performance? How many new customers did I get this week? How many new customers did I get this month? How many new customers did I get this year? I want you to think about that. How many new people are we engaging with? How many leads are we getting? How many deals are we doing? What's our revenue for the week? Are these objectives part of the quality objectives required by ISO 9001? Yes, they are. I don't want you to focus on what's required by ISO 9001, but yes, they are. I want you to focus on a good quality business plan, a good quality marketing plan that gives you the byproduct of ISO 9001. I want you, for the person that just asked questions about quality objectives for ISO 9001, I want you to think about, what do you promise your customer? What is it that you're promising? A particular product, very specifically a particular product, at a particular time for a particular price. Those are quality objectives. Forget about something being calibrated. Forget about records. Forget about rubbish internally in the organization. Focus on your customer. The person that's got money in their pocket that's going to give to you, what are you promising? Measure things internally in the organization that have your team focused on numbers to ensure that when that person, they're worried and they're saying, here's my money, and they're stressed because they're handing over the money, and they're saying, make sure that your team are motivated by a set of statistics that say, I'm going to deliver that. And by the way, look how well we did. We over-serviced, we over-delivered, and the customer is like, wow, that's amazing. My God, I don't know how you do it for us so cheap. You want your customers to say, oh my God, this service was so good. Oh my God, it's so cheap. Why is it so cheap? It should be double the price. I don't want your customers saying, gee, that's expensive. People say that about best practice. They're like, oh, you guys are really expensive. I'm like, you haven't consumed enough of our content that's free. How is free expensive? I want you to think about that. And I want you to think, they're your quality objectives. How do we set ourselves up for our customer to go, oh my God, it's so amazing. I can't believe it. You've got to try this. And I can see some of you guys at Stan. I can see you watching there. I want every single local authority in New South Wales to go, oh my God, you've got to use lifeguarding services to run your public swimming pools. See him there. Guys, have a look in the super chat. Contact Stan. Get on and look at Australian Lifeguarding Service. Look at what he's doing with his swimming pools and everything he's doing from a risk management perspective. He is passionate about what he's doing with swimming pools and beaches and life-saving and everything attached to that. And his service should be 10 times the price because he saves people's lives every day. He makes us feel confident to take someone who can't swim into an environment that's dangerous and they can have that amazing experience. Someone like me, I can jump in any ocean, anywhere in the world, and I'll survive because I've got those skills. But there are hundreds of people out there in the public that can't do that. His organization, absolutely amazing. So I want you to go check those guys out. He's got a great Instagram. So have a look through the people that are in the list. We'll drop a link to that later on in the comments. So I want you to think about that. How can you do so much for your customer that they just can't believe the price is so cheap for your organization, for your services? Okay, what do we got? Your brand communicates every time it touches a customer. What's your position? What do you want it to say? What's the 5-star version of the situation? What does it look like? Can you bring integrity to it with something like a best practice logo down in the corner that says, hey, just want to let you know, we've been through a best practice assessment. We've got a quality management system in place. We've got an environment management system in place. We look after the safety of our staff. And by the way, over here, if you give us your credit card details, your information, your date of birth, your medical records, they're safe with us. We will look after them. We've got an information security system in place. Put some integrity behind your organization. That's what that's about. I need you to think about allocating funds where they generate the most impact for your business. I want you to think about that. A professional uniform, a professional presentation, a constantly updated website is more important than a beautiful website that was done 5 years ago and it took you ages to do that. I want you to think about that. If you've got on your website, you've got YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, make sure you're posting between 4 and 10 times a day. If you're not posting on social media 4 to 10 times a day, take those logos off your website. There's nothing worse than making someone feel violated and they go, oh, look, they've got Twitter, and they go over there and you posted on Twitter 3 years ago. Get rid of it. I'm not saying you have to post 4 to 10 times a day on those platforms. We do, but I'm not saying you have to. But don't go and put social media icons on your website if you're not committed to posting 4 to 10 times a day. That's what you need to do to get attention. That's what you need to do to grow your organization. If you're not ready for that, that's fine. I don't want you to feel violated by this, but take it off your website, focus on one platform. So what do they do on the website? What does a social media icon do on a website? That gives somebody the opportunity to do their due diligence on you, look at you. And if you posted on Twitter 3 years ago and that links to your Twitter account, then what are they going to feel? It's like, these guys don't update stuff. They don't maintain stuff. What are they doing? They're lazy. What would you think? What would you think if you went to someone's website? What would you think? Go to our Instagram. Go to the Best Practice TV Instagram. Go to the Best Practice LinkedIn page. And I'm telling you, we post a lot. How will you feel if you go and go, they don't? How will you feel? Then that's going to erode your confidence in this brand. And so it's about doing what you said you would do. So if you're making promises to your customers, if you're making promises and commitments and features and benefits on your website, back yourself. Deliver those things. Okay. Oh, there's so much to talk about with branding. Okay, tactics, marketing. All right. You got to let people know about it. You got to be constantly telling organizations, you got to be constantly telling people that you exist. You've got to be constantly telling people what's going on. You've got to be promoting that you've got to promote the best practice logos internally. Promote them internally to your team and say, hey, you guys, we have best practice assessments. People come through, they're doing a best practice assessment. They're helping us find opportunities for improvement. They're encouraging us to use our improvement system internally to prioritize the things that are going to have the biggest impact on our customer, on our safety, on our environment, on our information security, the biggest impacts, the biggest opportunities. Promote that. So promoting that might be do a SWOT analysis. I talk about that a lot. Do SWOT analysis. Forget management review. For those of you, and I see a few of you in the comments commenting about 9001 and the clauses, you know what? Do me a favor. Management review. There's a title. It's at the bottom of the standard. I want you to call and think SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. When you're doing management review, I want you to do that monthly. People are like, no, we do our management review annually. I'm like, great, look forward to failing. You're going to be one of the companies that fails in the first 5 years, right? That's what's going to happen. Management review, it's monthly. Do that quarterly planning. Or you're going to be the organization, 70%, 5 years, gone, everybody's destroyed, everyone's upset, sad, you just damaged another 18-year-old Kobe and he carries it for the rest of his life. Good on you. I'm getting some laughs out of everybody. I'll get off my soapbox. So I want you to promote that internally, we're going to just do this a little bit at a time. You know what? Hey, we're not amazing. We're going to get better every day. We're going to keep learning, keep growing, keep developing. That's how we're going to stay alive. That's how a plant stays alive. The plants that just go up, throw off one leaf, then the leaf dies and the plant dies. The plant's got to keep growing leaves, and then you prune it and cut it back. You know, you do the bonsai and restructure it. Say, no, I want it to grow over there. Think about your organization like a plant. You got to fertilize it. You got to water it. It needs oxygen. It needs sunlight. Different times, different parts of the year, we're going to do different things for the plant. Summertime, it's going to be warm and sunny, and here in Australia we get lots of rain. Then in winter it's dry and it's cold, and the plants go, you know what, I don't want any leaves right now because I need to manage the harsh environment. Not all of it. In fact, there's not many deciduous trees here in Australia. But I want you to think about that, and I want you to use the best practice logo. I want you to promote that best practice is part of what you do internally. I want you to promote that. If the colours aren't amazing, just do it all black and white, you know, but give some integrity to what you're doing. Okay. Thanks, Jack. Okay, what do we do now? Okay, I'm reading a book at the moment. We've been talking about it a lot here at Best Practice. It's about 10 times, basically. It's written by a guy by the name of Grant Cardone. Crazy. The guy is next level in terms of his actions. But what I've learned is your organization is achieving the level of, or the results it's getting right now because of the effort that you're putting in right now. If you want your organization to grow, you've got to do more activities, more marketing, more sales, more proposals, more quotes, more online sales, more than today. Not more in terms of if you did 10, you do 10 tomorrow. If you want your organization to grow and you did 10 today, you've got to do 20 tomorrow. Does that make sense? And I think we get misled by we've got to do more. It's no, we've got to, there's the difference between doing it again, the same again, or more. The same plus more, if that makes sense. And stack it on top. And so what I'm trying to do is ramp it all up. I'm trying to do, we're going from 4 posts a day. Our goal is to get to 10 posts a day on all of our social media platforms. Yes, you heard it. 10 posts per day, because we want to be a bigger organization. We've got a target. I'm motivated, I'm inspired to help 100 million companies. Now, if we don't post 10 times a day, if we just post 4 times a day or once a month, we'll get there maybe. But if we do it 10 times more, then we're going to get there faster. And we're going to achieve our target and achieve our objective. Is my goal ridiculous? Absolutely yes. But I would prefer to fall short on an incredibly huge goal than I would on a small goal. Let's fall short a long way in front of the small goal we set for ourselves. So I'm telling you right now, double down on the improvement efforts in your organization. If you're doing management review once a year, do it quarterly. If you're doing it quarterly, do it monthly. Sit down, do the SWOT. In thinking about the next 12 weeks, what does success look like? What is our goal? What is it? And then just don't do anything else except focus on that. And if you get to the end of that quarter and you achieve that goal and something else fucked up, well, then you can say the next question. In thinking about the last 12 weeks, what went wrong? In thinking about the next 12 weeks, what could go wrong? And what are you improving about that? And think about marketing. From a marketing perspective in your organization, in thinking about the next 12 weeks, what do you want to achieve? What's the 5-star version of your situation? And what's the 5-star version for a month from now? What does that look like? What do the goals look like? For me, it's doubling the amount of inquiries we get per week. So the inquiries I'm getting per week now are coming from the efforts we're putting in. If I want to double my inquiries, I've got to double my efforts. You hear what I'm saying? And if you don't double your efforts, you'll probably get the same. If you do double your efforts and you get double, great. What if you double and you only get half as much? Well, then I was just guessing how much I needed to do. So I've got to 4 times my efforts. I think I've got to 10 times my efforts or 100 times my efforts to get to where I want to go. So I want you to be thinking about that. Your organization is where it is today because of the efforts you've put in so far. You want your organization to be better at what it does, have greater customer, more engagement with your team, a team that's all on the same page. If you want your team to be on the same page, I saw that question earlier, if you want your team to be same page, 10 times your efforts to get your team on the same page. What are 5 more things I can do that influence people from all the different angles? Robert Cialdini's laws apply there. Robert Cialdini's 6 laws of influence, they apply with your team. What are the 10 more things I need to do to get my team on the same page? You know what I do? We have a private secret Facebook group with our team. I post in that regularly. I feel the culture drop and I'm like, shit, I haven't posted enough in the Facebook group. I haven't got people pumped up. I haven't got people doing things. I'll get in front of our company meeting once a month. Maybe we need to have a company meeting a couple of times. These live events, I want to do them every Wednesday. The big webinars, we do that once a month. Maybe I need to do this for you guys once a week so that you can just consume it. Maybe I'll do it for 20 minutes. You know, if you want me to do that for you, if you want me to get on and motivate you for 10 or 15 minutes every Wednesday so you can watch it, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on this video if you want me to get on and motivate you guys on something different about improving your business for 10 minutes once a week. Let me know. Let me know the best platform. If you prefer me to do that on Instagram, tell me. If you want me to do it on Facebook, tell me. I want to inspire 100 million companies to improve what they're doing. Tell me the platform. I want you to ask your customers the same question. Where's the platform that your customers want you to give them information? Go to where your customers are. That's what this marketing is all about. Go to the platform that helps them, that gives them confidence to consume your content, feel more confident, trust you, buy more of your services. I want you to think about consciously addressing your specific customer expectations. Tell me, comments, we've got the comments there. Tell me what you would like more from us. What would you like from us? What do you want help with? I think an organization like us needs to be learning all of the time, constantly growing, training our staff, improving our people so we can lead and participate with you, not be the laggard. So what do? I've got to read books every day. I've got to be growing. I've got to be consuming the most modern material on management that there is out there right now so I can tell you about it. A little bit embarrassing if you've got to tell me about it, but you know what? If I haven't stumbled across it yet because I'm constantly looking, tell me. I'll grab it straight away. You all know that my phone is only within this sort of distance away. Here it is right now. You know that you can send me a book recommendation. You know that I'll buy it on eBay or Amazon straight away. You know it will turn up in my office. You all know this. It'll turn up in my office and you'll see the big pile of books and you'll see me posting something about the books that I'm reading. Because I want to stay in front of you guys. I want to share that with you. Okay, number 3, undertake a best practice assessment. For those of you that want to do a best practice assessment, we can do that for you. If you want me to do a best practice assessment, you want to spend time with me personally, I'll do that for you guys watching this right now. Let's get on Zoom or Google Hangouts or Skype and let's have a one-on-one in front of the webcams. I don't need to fly to see you. I won't charge you for it. If you want to take 10 or 15 minutes to have a chat about what the 2 or 3 things you could focus on improving in your organization, hit me up. I'll give it to you for free. We'll do a deep dive. We'll do a quick deep dive. We'll do a quick survey. I'll be thought-provoking. You know, just be aware that after that conversation, you're going to have work to do because you're going to have work to do to improve your organization. But you know what? You're going to be able to measure an increase in revenue, an increase in profit, an increase in customer satisfaction, an increase in staff engagement. We'll talk about what you want to improve. We'll talk about some tactics. And then you know what? I'm going to hold you accountable for that because that's my mission. One by one, company by company, improving levels of customer satisfaction. So let's do that. Okay. Number 4, post, plant, print, paste, embed, talk about your best practice logo. Talk about your business. Tell the world. You've got to tell the world and you've got to do it a lot because there is only a limited amount of space that's getting smaller and smaller every day to jam yourself into social media. We're past it. If you're sitting back thinking, you know what, I'm thinking about social media, we're just evaluating it, you've forgotten, you're lost. You've got to think about this. Think about, here's the diamond, here's the gold nugget in this presentation for those of you that have heard about my gold nugget principle. Here's the gold nugget. What's the average age of your customer? Not the customer you're dealing with right now, what's the average age? We've noticed that the average age of the person that we deal with goes from 25 to 35 years old. They're the people that consume our content. They're the people that become, between 30 and 40 years old, they become a decision maker. They're the people that we're chasing on this journey, that we're helping, that we're inspiring. We're playing a very long game. I'm going to be inspiring and motivating and working with people for the next 10, 15, 20 years. I'm going to still be doing this on whatever platform it is. Maybe it's virtual reality and I'll be able to give you a cuddle in 15 years' time because I'm going to still be doing this because it's you guys in 15 years' time that are consuming this content that are going to be making decisions, making buying decisions, and you're going to be paying me to help you because that's part of you having skin in the game. You'll only really value, you'll only really act on, you'll only really do something about what I inspire you to do, and you'll only really deliver benefits if you actually financially engage with me because you're like, I want to get return on my investment. You're giving me time right now, and I appreciate that. But we know that we're more effective when we actually invest in something. And you know this yourselves with your customers. The customers that pay you value, because they gave you money, value what you do. So you've really got to be thinking about that financial transaction with your clients. Yes, of course, do tons for free. That's your brand awareness strategy. But the ones that truly value and get dividends from what you do are the ones that transact with you. So if you really are inspired for me to deliver my promises to you, and we can sit together and measure the benefits of what I've helped with, then it's important to have a financial transaction. Like, I'm not selling to you, I'm just telling you that's how it is. You've got to do the same thing with your customers. But you've got to, from a marketing perspective, post as much as you can. Plant the seed, print it, paste it, embed it, talk about it, and think about how your message is getting out there on what medium. What do we got? Oh, look at that. Here we go. This is how current best practice clients are spraying it everywhere. Up here in the corner, where are we? Up there? There it is. Here it is. Right there. Thank you, Jack. Those are the biggest best practice logos that I've ever seen on the side of a factory. The ones down, where are we? Down here. These ones, local business to us here at Best Practice. This is a photo I took in the basement of our building the other day. You can see the Best Practice logos down there on the truck, on the ShredX truck. ShredX doing some great stuff. Over here, where are we? Right here. We've got a website with our logos on it, promoting Best Practice. They're all targeted at helping their customers feel more confident in what they're doing. We had a debate here. I got a little bit heated before the webinar started about tendering. None of these logos on these businesses, they all tender for work with government. They've all got a certificate. It goes in with their tenders. None of these businesses get work from government departments because they've got logos on their vehicles. They're targeting the marketplace. They're targeting branding. They know that there are other sources of cash flow that are more important, more inspiring to be working with. Yes, it's great to have consistent, safe, regular cash flow from tendering for government departments, but the reality is it really inspiring? Is it great? No, it's not. Is it your mission? Maybe not. Yes, of course, if you want to build government infrastructure or public infrastructure and leave a legacy and you're passionate about that, great. That is fantastic. I would love to help with that journey. But these organizations know that their customers feel more confident when they see best practice associated with their brand. They put the flag up. Put the flag up. When you put a flag up, when you tell the world, see this? I'm telling the world that I'm a billionaire in the making today. This is me putting a flag up. I'm talking about best practice, and I'm talking about you putting up a best practice brand. Today I'm putting a flag up and saying, you know what, this is my journey. This is my journey. I'm putting a flag up, and because I've told you and I've put it out there, I'm just working on that every day. Why? Because I want to be more philanthropic. I want to help more people. I want to help the community. I want to grow organizations, and to do that, to have the impact on the planet that I want to have, I need to be a billionaire to do that. It's not about having $1 billion worth of cash in the bank. What am I going to do with 1 billion pieces of folding bits of paper? There's absolutely no value in that. But what I can do as a billionaire is that I can actually impact the planet. I can save an 18-year-old whose family lost everything financially from the heartache that I went through. We can reduce the statistic of 70% of businesses failing in the first 5 years. We can do that together, and the only way that I can do that is to be enormous, to be continue to be obnoxious like I am. So, thank you very much, Jack. I mean, that's what we have to do. That's part of this mission, and I'm only getting more and more motivated. If you think I'm motivated now, I'm going to get more motivated down the process. But to do that, we've got to communicate, we've got to market, and we've got to make sure we look at all the boxes we need to tick to make sure our marketing is as effective as possible. So getting a best practice assessment that helps some of your customers need to know there's a bit of integrity behind what you do. And go back to thinking about some of those dodgy online businesses. I'll tell you a story. I bought some solar panels on eBay about 3 or 4 months ago. I needed a specific size to go on top of my caravan so that I could take my solar panels camping. I bought some specific size. I didn't do my due diligence on the brand, the product, or the seller. You know what? They lasted a month. It was $1,000 worth of solar panels. They lasted a month. I spent the whole weekend pulling them off the top of my caravan, putting new ones on there. I've got blisters on my hands from it, from doing that all day Sunday in the heat. And I didn't do my due diligence. And so now I've got a violated experience. I'm never going to buy from that eBay seller again. So I want you to think about that. Okay, what questions have we got? Good morning, Hugh. How are you today? Does the increase of effects equal more time being spent in execution and longer days? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The question there is, does the increase of efforts equal more time being spent in the execution and longer days? You know what? Yes, it does. It does. I work from 4 a.m. in the morning most mornings till about 9 o'clock at night. I don't stop. That's my life because I love what I do. I love doing this. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. I've had quality time with my family this morning for breakfast. I'm spending quality time with my work colleagues who I happen to really like a lot. And we're here and I'm helping you guys and it's part of my mission. So it's very important for you to make sure that you enjoy what you do, choosing or changing to something that you love doing so it doesn't feel like work. Like literally I'm going to a wedding in a couple of hours time. It's the middle of the week. One of my really good mates is getting remarried to his same wife. You know, he's remarrying his current wife, renewing his vows this afternoon. We're having a bit of fun. We're networking. We're all business people. Is it a business networking event? Of course it is. Are we going to be talking a business? Yes, we are. But you know what? Let's just have a wedding, have a bit of fun. It'll be a social media frenzy. You're going to see it on my Instagram this afternoon. He's a social media guy. I'm a social media guy. And it's all about love, for example. But I love doing it. So I don't want you to be making that comment there, and I see your comment. And I don't want you to be thinking, like, oh my God, that's so much work. If you're thinking that's so much work, then you're not doing the right job. And I want you to talk to me, like send me a message on LinkedIn. I want to help you unpack what your why is. I'll do that for free. Like just message me on LinkedIn and say, hey, you know what you talked about today in my organization, that feels like a lot of work. All right, let's look at how I can help you transition to a place where you will really love to be doing this much level of effort. How do I monitor everything and doesn't it get overwhelming? You know what? Some days it does get overwhelming. And how do I monitor it? I monitor my fatigue levels, and it's really important for me to start my day doing the most favorite things that I love doing. So you know what that is? I start my day, you know, because you made the comments, that I get up really early. So I start by reading because I want to learn. Why do I want to learn? Because I want my life to be easy. So if I can find a gold nugget in one of these books, so we're in the studio here, there's a ton of books on the bookshelf, my office is full of books, my home is full of books. I'm looking for gold nuggets that are going to give me easier, smarter ways to do things so that I don't have to put as much effort in. So I'll do that first. And then it's really important for me to go for a walk. I go for a walk for at least an hour, hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. And in my walk there is a hill that is literally this steep, really steep. It's the middle of the Northern Beaches in Sydney. That's where I live. It's Collaroy Plateau. And I walk up Anzac Avenue, Alexander Street, I think it is. And it goes from Collaroy Beach up onto the mountain. And it goes from the beach to the mountain really quickly, and it's really steep. And I walk up that as fast as I can. Some days when I'm feeling motivated, I run. It gets my blood moving around my body. It washes away all the negative thoughts, and I come back home. I have a black coffee, and I get stuck into the rest of my day. Quality time with the family comes after that. So what they recommend that you do if an aeroplane is crashing is put on your oxygen mask first so you can help other people. So I make sure that I'm not overwhelmed. I make sure that I haven't, I can make 1,000 promises and I can just continue to level up and do more and do more. So I guess the first principle is read and study so that I'm constantly looking for easier and smarter ways to do things. Consuming other people's content, looking at how they're doing things, working how we can do more with less. Or more with the same amount. Exercising every day is the most important thing for all of you. One of my close colleagues has had a significant health scare in the last 2 weeks. He is my age. And so that's something that, when you have that health scare, and if you're like, 2 people in our business are going to funerals this week for very close people to them that they loved very dearly passing away. Life is too short to waste time doing a job that you don't like, not exercising and looking after your health, because your life will be prematurely terminated. So learning and developing, exercising, spending quality time with your family. I do those 3 things before I do anything else every single day of the week. And that's how I manage my overwhelm. Because after I've had quality time with my family in the morning having breakfast, then it doesn't matter what happens for the rest of the day, because I'm just going to do my best for you guys. I'm focused on you guys, the best that I can possibly do that. So I want you to think of that. I want you to think about what it is that you can possibly do to be managing and monitoring that. Now, from an overwhelm perspective, then I check in with myself. How am I feeling right now? Am I cranky? I get cranky. These guys know I get cranky, but I'm only cranky because I'm frustrated that we're not getting the numbers and we haven't actually found the strategy that works. When I get cranky, I'm like, right, I've got to look for a better strategy, because what's happening right now is not working. They're frustrated. I'm frustrated. We're not getting the numbers we all want to achieve. Let's reset. Let's change direction. Let's go forward. And we do stuff. You'll see us do stuff and stop doing stuff. It wasn't giving us what we wanted. We got to keep changing. And that's about improvement. Plan, do, check, act. You're checking, it's not working, you're changing, you're acting on it. And so you keep focusing on the number. That's how we manage the overwhelm. Don't keep, if it hurts when you smack your head into a brick wall, stop. Okay, so think about that. Okay, we've got any more questions?
Yeah, we've got a couple. How do you get the executive team on board? How do you get them to buy in or position it as a strategic marketing decision? If they don't understand it, I guess, is the premise of that question.
How's that audio? Did you hear that, Jack? Yep. Okay. So Alexi's he's got a question there. How do I get the executive team on board? I can give you the structured framework of how I get my executive team on board. We have a quarterly off-site meeting here at Best Practice with the executive team. In fact, it's the key influencers here at Best Practice. It's not just managers. We bring in the people that are stepping up as leaders, that are leading the charge, that are subject matter experts. Bring everybody together accurately, religiously, in a disciplined way on a quarterly basis. Set the date. We set the dates a year in advance, and there are no excuses. We know working on our business is the most important thing that we can be doing. We know that working on our business on a quarterly basis is the most important thing that we can be doing. And people complain to me, I don't get enough time to work on my business, and I know when I work on my business it'll improve. Well, what is wrong with you? It's you know what? Right now, your calendar, pull out your phone, open your calendar, look at your diary. 4 weeks from now, is there something? Is your calendar, is your diary 4 weeks from now book solid? No, it's not. And if it is, you're lying to me. In your calendar, 4 weeks from now, carve out, block out 3 hours, work on your business, work on your team, work on yourself, work on your organization. In 4 weeks' time, take a day off. Half a day, a Saturday, a Sunday, a weekend, a night, 3 hours. 4 weeks from now, I guarantee you it's available. You know what? You might be on holidays. You might be in a lovely 5-star resort on a desert island. Perfect opportunity. So there's really no excuses. If you're going to be on the planet Earth 4 weeks from now, work on your business. Okay, the strategic structure is taking that time in that 3 hours, do a SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so what I do there is I gather those influences. And you know what? You know what's really cool about that? They look forward to that because they know that's the time that they can air their frustrations. We take a problem-solving approach. We say, what are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are our opportunities? What are our threats? What are we going to do about that? We have a discussion. My team know that. They look forward to those quarterly sessions. And so that's how I get my team on board. That I guarantee the platform, the forum, the time to talk, the time to share their thoughts on a quarterly basis. And they know then that we can do that. We can discuss the project. We can talk about what we can do to move forward. That's how I get them on board. And then I make sure that everybody's bought into the mission. Are you guys all really excited by helping 100 million companies to improve? Yes, we are. Are you excited about unleashing potential through partnerships in the people we work with? Yes. Are you excited about partnerships in working with our clients, in working with our customers, in working with you guys in a partnership? Yes, we are. Okay, great. When someone says no to that question, I say, you know what? It's going to be frustrating for you being here because that's our mission, that's our vision. Let's work together to find you a better place to be because you're just going to live in a life of frustration if you're not motivated and inspired by our mission. So I get them on board by saying, are you excited about this? Yes, I am. And then equally, and in a nice way, we say, you know what? Let's find you a better place that you're going to enjoy more. And sometimes people leave.
What inspires confidence in business for you? And two parts, what eliminates that confidence? What do you see that puts you off?
For me personally, what inspires confidence in a business? I like to see a business growing and improving. I'm motivated by improvement. That's what our logo here is at Best Practice. It's this performance over time graph. Where is it here? So if an organisation didn't go very well, and then I went back to see them and I saw them going a little bit better, I like to see that they are able to take advice and feedback and then act on that and improve, and that they don't they don't get confrontational when someone's inspired to be helping them. What's really interesting about brands, and the first sign that your brand is starting to grow is when people start giving you advice because they want to see you improve. And a lot of people actually take offense to that. And so if I get really excited, there's a few great brands that I follow, there's a few great brands that I really dearly love, and I want to see them improve. There might be something that's not quite right. I'm like, oh my God, there's something that needs to be fixed. And if they take that on board and they say, yes, thank you very much, we really appreciate that, and we grow, I like that. So if they say no and it turns them off, then that'll erode me straight away. So you have to understand that as your brand builds, more people are going to be part of wanting to lead that brand, and that's what Seth Godin talks about in having a tribe, if that makes sense. Actually, book recommendation, I forgot about it, I didn't get it, is This Is Marketing by Seth Godin. I've taken a photo on my Instagram. You can go through my Instagram page, you'll see This Is Marketing as a cover. I will post it again. I'll go find the book, I'll take a photo of the cover. This Is Marketing by Seth Godin, really important for this presentation.
I think last question will be on the topic of this webinar. What's the most effective medium that you've been leveraging for brand awareness?
LinkedIn, definitely. I think that LinkedIn is greenfield. I know it's noisy, but LinkedIn is nowhere near where it's going to be. I think there's a lot of people, I even asked you guys are not going on your personal LinkedIn accounts maybe more than once a month. And I think as people grow into their careers, they're going to be starting to realize, oh my God, I can actually get on LinkedIn every day, 3 or 4 times a day. And I think when you haven't got too many followers on LinkedIn, you're actually seeing some pretty good quality stuff. But I think the companies that really get social media and really want to be transparent are going to start posting good quality content on LinkedIn. So you want to be looking to follow company pages on LinkedIn, and that's probably going to be the best place, I think, for every organisation to go from a professional environment perspective. Stan, I've implemented the same quarterly based schedule and organised specific continuous improvement reviews post each separate program, and I've found that my staff engagement and buy-in has improved. Yes! Well done, mate. Well done. That's just it, mate. Just get clearer and clearer on your vision and your mission. You guys have an amazing service, for amazing people. There are people here at Best Practice that can't swim. We want them to learn how to swim, and you guys look after those people in the surf and swimming pools. You guys are doing some amazing stuff. So Stan, well done, well done. It's making me feel warm and fuzzy. So thank you, mate. Thank you. Okay, where can you find us? You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. I'm committed to doing more on my Instagram stories so you can see what's going on in my life. I'm doing more stuff on LinkedIn. I'll get to that question in a second. Lots of great stuff. Make sure you check out the Training Academy. We've got a great course for those of you that want to know how to implement, maintain, and improve a management system. Great course on a little ebook. It's going to be $200. We did a rapid launch. We offered it for 50% off. And that's going to come out at full price in about a week's time, I think. Is that right? Thereabouts. I want you guys to know that when we send something out via email and it's discounted, I want you guys to be making sure, if that's something that interests you, to buy it straight away, because then we're going to be releasing new products. We've got a bunch of new products coming in the next couple of months that are all about this and helping you guys. If you see it offered discounted and the level of quality is going to be the same as what we're doing right here, I need you guys to buy that straight away at the if you want the discounted rate, because once it goes out, it goes straight out at full price. So grab that opportunity. Don't sit on it and go, oh, I'm not sure. If you're not sure, ask me. Send me a message and ask me. This new thing, it's offered at a discount. What's going on? Because it will be getting polished as it's finalising our production. That's when we offer it at a discount. Okay, a challenge in companies is sustaining the performance. How do you ensure companies that are using the best practice logo haven't regressed, hence bad branding to you? That happens. That happens. And so what we ensure we do is we keep going back and visiting those organizations. If we get complaints, and I get them, I get organizations coming and they do regress. And so what we will do is that from a performance perspective, is we get a complaint, we will go see that organization. I will speak to that organization and I will say, what is your improvement program? What is your strategy? What is it that you're doing to address your customer's concern? Because I've got a complaint. Someone from the marketplace has come and said, this brand is not doing the right thing by best practice. And that happens. It definitely happens. And so that is why I'm so motivated and passionate about encouraging people to be doing their strategic planning and looking at their performance on a quarterly basis. The organizations that regress, as you suggest there, are the ones that are misbehaving and they're not following the true intent of improvement. They're not focusing on their customers. And so I'll be inspiring them to do that in the first instance, and then we'll be turning around and saying, you know what, actually we might have to let you go. You can no longer, you're not supporting us here at Best Practice, you're no longer eligible to use the great logos up here. I just want to quickly check text messages. Stan, you're welcome. Okay, that's it for questions on my phone. So if you have got questions today, I'm hanging around for the rest of until I go to this wedding. You'll see that on social media. So send me a message on LinkedIn. Find me on LinkedIn at Kobe Simmett's my handle on LinkedIn. That's a great place to send me a quiet message. If you just want some one-on-one interaction with me, you want to ask me a specific question, don't be scared. Just find me on LinkedIn, send me a message. That's the best place to get me. You can always get technical advice from everybody here at Best Practice. We've got a great head office here. There's an amazing team that support me, make me look amazing. It's everything that those guys do that helps you guys. I'm just the big talking head. That's the big verbose personality. It's these guys that are bringing the quality to you right behind me at Best Practice. It's the team here at Best Practice. It's not just a Kobe show. So make sure you check out what's going on. I've got some one-on-one sessions that are coming up. I want you to go and check out bestpracticeeducation.com.au. We're going to be doing some virtual coaching and some virtual ISO workshops. So if you want some more from me, if you want me to come and speak to your team, motivate your team, I can do that online virtually, or I can come and speak to you guys and spend some time with you. Jump onto our Training Academy website, go and check out, and we'll post the link. There's a link there. There's a link in the comments. If you want to find out more about the virtual coaching that I can help you with, that's me personally, yes, spending quality time with me, there's a link there, and you can go and fill out the details and one of the team will get in contact with you. So I'm more than happy to come and spend some time with your team, speak to your team, motivate your team, inspire your team, face-to-face, one-on-one, and we can discuss that. So check out bestpracticeeducation.com.au. Go to our main website, Best Practice Certification, click the link for training, and then you can go through that process. Now, I would really like a favor from you guys. If you liked everything that I talked about today, I would really appreciate a 5-star Google review. So first, before you leave, hit the like button on the webinar. It's being recorded. It takes a little while to buffer. Then this presentation will be available. Please come back and watch it. Watch it over and over and over again. I will spend a bit more time going through marketing strategy and those sorts of things. And then we can go through and we can talk about, what I need to do or you need to do to help you do more from a marketing perspective. We'll build that out. So there is a link that guys, Jack and Alexi have just posted a link in the comments in the live chat there. So go and click that link. We'll put the link in the description below the video once this goes live, and basically hit that link and you can check out what's going on from a coaching perspective. Okay, what else do I need to quickly talk about? What else is going on? Certified Issue 5 magazine, that's going to be coming out. We're doing a final draft of some of the articles. The macro-micro issue, thinking about success. If you haven't got the previous issues of Certified, you can download those from the Training Academy website. They're free. There's checklists that are free. There's ebooks that are free. You can purchase hard copy ISO standards with the beautiful Best Practice cover. You can purchase great courses that will help your team with their ISO management systems and improvement. And the new products that are coming out are all about improvement. So my virtual coaching and our how-to ebook, that's coming out shortly as well. So look out for that. What else is going on? I think that's about it. I think I'm way over time. Is that right? I am. 20 minutes way over time. My favourite subject, marketing. You know that. If you haven't spent time with us, reach out to us. Send me a message. I'm going to hang around the live chat and the Facebook. Thanks everybody for everything today. Thanks for your attention. Do me a favour. Share the video. Go find a video on best practice. Share it with your team. Use this opportunity. Use this free content to help build improvement in your organisation. If you need me to talk to an executive, if you need me to talk to an influencer in your business to motivate them, inspire them to an agenda that you want to push, to a goal that you want to achieve, use me as that resource. I will have the phone call, the chat, the talk, the message, whatever I need to do. Reach out to me, send me a message. I'll work with you. We'll work something out. I don't need to charge for that. If you just want me to give them a nudge and get them moving, I want to inspire 100 million companies for improvement globally. I need you guys to help me do that. We're going to hit this goal together. I will see you, if you don't see me beforehand, right here on Best Practice TV. Bye for now.